Welcome to the Real Room, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, John Hinton. You are in a real place for real people to have real conversation where we're relational, educational, authentic, and loving. Yo, shout out to everybody who's watching us on YouTube or listening to us on Apple Podcast or Spotify. However you're consuming your content, I just want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am so happy that you chose to step in the real room and get real with us today. Yeah, because like, bro, this is like one of my favorite parts of the week. I would say the day. Like when I get to work on this platform, this podcast, whether it's recording or like mini editing or like making the reels and whatnot, like it's definitely, even in the beginning stages, it's definitely a lot of work, but a lot of fun because we are making an impact out here. We're getting a lot of feedback. We're coming up with a lot of ideas for the future. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's fun to do things for God, and it's fun to do things with people who share common goals, and this whole podcast has been fun. So for those who have been rocking with us, well, even if you haven't, if you're new, uh, if you're new and you've been rocking with us, whoever you are, we have been doing something for the past couple weeks where we have pretty much like been erecting these walls. We've been putting up these walls to the real room and really kind of explaining the philosophy here on this platform. And that's to always be relational, educational, authentic, and loving. And the past couple weeks, we did the R and the E. We talked about being relational and educational. If you haven't watched those episodes, I encourage you, go back and watch them. The relational video or episode was pretty good. I believe it has some value. I mean, I'm still new to this, but I've learned some things in my life, and I've learned the importance of relationship, and the structure of relationship that I gave was discipleship. Discipleship is important, and whatever walk of life you're in and whoever you are either being a disciple or you are discipling people. And the structure I gave for that, and some advice on operating within discipleship relationships, is what I believe. Like, I believe it had value. I believe it had value. And if you're interested in that, go ahead, go back and watch it or listen to it. And then the next one was education. All I did was explain the importance of education and how I believe every single person has something to give us. Like, everybody has something of value. And if we choose to position ourselves in a posture of learning, if we remain teachable, then we will, with hope and wisdom, not repeat the same mistakes that other people have made in their lives. And yeah, we just talked about that and the importance of education, and always desiring to learn, because I definitely enjoy learning. So go back and watch those if you want to gain some wisdom, I guess. I mean, I've already explained I have never done this in my life before. Like, if you're new, I'll give you a little disclaimer. I'm new to this whole podcasting thing. I'm new to creating long form content, and closing the door, hitting record, sitting down, and just speaking. Like, I can't wait to have guests on this platform or in this room. I can't wait to just bring in the guests, which we are going to be having next month. I'm super excited for that. And, really getting relational and not being the only one talking, because I might have some little nuggets of wisdom, but I'm not the smartest. And I'm sure I am not the best communicator out there. But if you're listening to me, if you're one of my friends or one of the people from my church, first off, shout out. Love you guys. But thank you. Thank you for listening. And I just hope somebody's learning something, or, being entertained while they're watching me, I guess. Not that that is my motivation or desire. Anywho, yeah, so that's what we've been doing. And on today's episode, we're actually going to be talking about the A in the REAL acronym, the acronym of the REAL. We have talked about being relational, educational, and now today we are going to be talking about authenticity and the importance of, being authentic, not only with ourselves, but other people. And then the importance of authenticity in the real room and how it applies to, this place just being an authentic place, a place where each and every single one of you can come and be a part of the real room community and just be you, whether you are a believer in Jesus Christ, whether you don't believe in God at all, whatever your walk of life is, whoever you are and whatever you're doing, you are welcome here. You are welcome in the real room, and you can be your real authentic self in the real room. So we're going to break that down a little bit, how I feel it is important to be real with God and ourselves and others. So think about that word real quick, authenticity. When you think of authenticity, what does it mean to you? How would you define it? How would you define being an authentic person? Do you even consider yourself an authentic person? Do you know someone who is an authentic person? I know you're probably like, slow down, John. That's a lot of questions. But, we're going to dive into that. And by doing that, I'm going to answer that first question right off rip. Let me get in my phone real quick, because that's where I keep all my notes for, life. But like I have explained in the past, I have a general idea what I want to share when I jump on the podcast, but I really I don't know where God's going to take it. So give me grace for all the pauses, because I rather, build a thought before just spewing out whatever comes to my mind. That's how somebody gets in trouble. But have grace with me as we talk about authenticity. I mean, you're going to get the authentic me. That's all you're going to get when you're here in the real room. I'm just going to be who I am. And what better way to express authenticity? Am I right? But let's dive into authenticity. What is the definition of authenticity? I did a little bit of research, and I found that authenticity, like it or not, is the quality of being authentic. Right? Like it's pretty cliche. Well, it actually goes a little bit deeper than that, because I wasn't satisfied with that definition. But it is the definition of authenticity is the quality of being authentic, or it's the quality of being genuine or real, not fake. So to be authentic means that you're real, not fake. Which I don't know about you, but I was born in the 90s. So the first thing that I'm thinking of is like real, recognize real. Like it's really easy to identify a real person, or at least you can. I wouldn't say really easy. I would say it's a little bit harder nowadays, with narcissistic people, manipulators, just, bad people out there trying to get over on others. It's a little bit more difficult, but I know that through relationship, you can find out if someone's a real person pretty quickly. Like, are they authentic? Are they aware of themselves? Do they know why they do what they're doing and who they're doing it for? Like, an authentic person is self-aware and aware of others. So I think it's important when learning about authenticity to really define that real quick is just like, if you're an authentic person, you are real. You are real. You're not fake. You are knowing what you're doing and why you're doing it, or at least you are trying to figure that out. And yeah, so authenticity is the quality of being genuine and real. Well, when I dove a little bit deeper, I actually found out that there is a deeper way to define authenticity. And I love the way that it was defined here. Authenticity can actually be defined as someone who is actually who that person claims to be. I'm going to say that again. The definition of authenticity is someone who is actually who that person claims to be. There's someone who stays true to who they are, what they do, and who they serve. So an authentic person is someone who stays true to who they are, what they do, and who they serve, which in turn will prove that that person is who they claim to be. Well, I don't know about some of you, but all right, so when I was looking this up, as soon as I read that, one of the first things that came to my mind is a tripod. For some of you guys who know me, I like to make content. I serve at my church. I make content. I like to do things with cameras. And why I thought about a tripod was there are 3 legs to a tripod. And those 3 things that were indicated are connected to each other, just like a tripod. And when you remove one of those things, the 2 things can't really stand on their own. Like, yeah, you can serve somebody. Yeah, you can just do things. Yeah, you can stay true to who you are. But if you really think about it, those things necessarily can't really be separate from each other. And what I mean by that, so hear me out. So this is my opinion. I believe that authenticity is tied to identity. Because when you know who you are, you will know why you do what you're doing. It'll actually motivate the reason to do the things that you do. Another thing that will motivate you to do the things that you do is knowing who you serve. And I've come to realize how much more those things are connected and how much more authenticity is tied to identity by serving Jesus. Okay, I believe in Jesus. I'll shout it on the rooftops. Not really going to shout it in this mic because I don't want to hurt anybody's ears. But I serve Jesus, right? So I serve Jesus, and Jesus tells me to do certain things and live a certain lifestyle, right? So if I claim to be a Christian, I claim to serve Jesus and be a disciple of Jesus, but I don't do what he tells me to do and live a lifestyle that he tells me to live, I won't be who I say I'm being. So therefore, I will not be true to who I'm claiming to be. Make sense? So, and this works with really, really like anything. Like, if I claim to serve Jesus, that servitude will motivate me to do things to cause me a certain life, to live a certain lifestyle. And I, through that, can claim to be a Christian. But if I don't do the things that he tells me to do, you could speculate or say that I don't serve Jesus. I mean, I'd be a straight up liar, right? Like if my actions are not congruent with my statements, you could clearly say that I am a liar. I'm inconsistent. I could say I love Jesus and I serve him, but if I don't live the lifestyle and do the things that he tells me that I should be doing, like name a few examples. If you're a Christian, like in its truest form, if you're a Christian, you serve Jesus, you have a relationship with Jesus, you would be praying, you would be reading your Bible, you would be going to church, you would be trying your best to correct the bad habits in your life. You would be fasting. You would like all these things that the Christian faith uh entails, those foundational things. If you're not doing those things, how much of a Christian are you? You know what I mean? How much are you really serving Jesus? So, how much can you really claim to be who you're claiming? Like, you're not being true to who you say that you are. And this, like I said, like this can tie into anything. Like this can tie into anything. Like our identity in this world, um whether you're a Christian or not, is really just anything. Or it's really just, it's everything really. Your identity is your purpose, and your purpose is your reasoning, and you can see it all throughout the world. Like we're motivated by our identity, and if we don't know our identity, then we'll just be out here doing random things. We'll be doing things that we shouldn't be doing. And I mean, I learned that while I was living in the world, and I wasn't living for Jesus, and I wasn't serving him. I was serving myself. So therefore I was doing anything that I wanted to do. So you could say that I identified as a selfish person. And in fact, you could say I was anything. If I could prove it to you, or at least manipulate you and make you believe that I'm a certain thing by, or a certain type of person by doing certain things within your sight, then you would believe me. And you see this all throughout the world. I mean, we're dealing with a lot of different social issues. I want to be very careful there. Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of different social issues, people claiming to be things that they're not. And it gets really ugly really, really quick, because if you claim to be something that you're not, and you believe it so much that it's going to motivate your actions to really do things that you probably shouldn't be doing to like your body or other people, by manipulating them to do things to themselves to be who you're claiming to be, it just it spirals out of control really, really quick. And at that point, like, you gotta admit, you're just serving yourself. And these things are a problem with identity. Like, it's a struggle with identity. And authenticity is tied to identity. And they're all held up, or it's all held up by those three things. And identity is kind of like, so we're going to go back to the analogy with the camera and the tripod. So those three things are the tripod. The camera is your identity, in which the lens that you look through to see truth, to know truth. And I'm gonna put it out there right away and just say, truth is not just a concept. Truth is a person. Jesus Christ says, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And he is truth. Truth is a person. Truth is Jesus Christ. And if I don't serve him, like, I'm just tell you, I'm gonna use myself. Like, I want to use myself. I have a relationship with Jesus. He tells me who I am. He gives me my identity. Okay, so through serving Jesus, I'm able to live a certain lifestyle. I'm able to do certain things. Therefore, claiming that I am a Christian, I am a disciple of Jesus Christ, and I have my identity in him. So therefore, I am able to see life. I am able to see the world. I am able to see other people in truth. I'm able to see truth and live a life of truth. Not just what I want it to be, not just who I say I am, but I'm able to live a life of congruency and a real life, an authentic life. And I have come into issues when I have problems with, or yeah, when I have problems with authenticity, like being authentic. Like, I feel it is very important that we come to have a relationship with Jesus. And please hear me out. Like, I understand if you're a non-believer and you're watching this, first off, thank you. I'm glad you're here with us. Keep rocking with us. I pray that it'll touch you and you'll learn and you'll have community and all the things that we have here. But if you're a non-believer and you're watching this, I truly believe that by having a relationship with your creator, I believe in God. I believe God created us. And if we have a relationship with him, he can tell us who we are. And when he tells us who we are, we will have identity. And it's through that identity that we can live the life that we're supposed to live. And we run into issues when, one, there's a disconnection there. Like when you don't have a relationship with God, you're going to run into issues. I mean, we see it all in the world. People are out here trying to be what they want to be. But I personally have learned that I only run into issues when I have a problem. One, not seeing God for who he truly is and not believing him when he tells me I am who I truly am. It's a problem with authenticity. It's a problem with not being able to be authentic with God. I mean, he'll always be authentic with us. I mean, you can read the Bible and you can see how real he is with us. Like, he's blunt, he's honest. I mean, look at the Old Testament, bro. Like, he's 100% just authentic, and he has no problem telling you the truth because he is truth. And we as Christians, we run into issues when we're not able to be authentic with him. Like, me personally, with my experience in life, I was raised in the church and I was kind of told, like, you know, I learned the fire and brimstone way of just like, hold these commandments, do these things, and you'll go to a good place. Which in a sense could be true, but it's not by keeping the commandments. It's not by following the law. It's not by, you know, doing these good deeds and doing all the things that you should be doing and trying to be a quote unquote good person. But it's by coming to realize that you're not good and humbling yourself and having a relationship with God. It's about relationship. It's 100% about relationship. And coming from that upbringing and coming from that upbringing and then going into relationship with God now as an adult, I have some things that I've been like really trying to work out, you know, because it's not always easy to come to God and be authentic, even though like he accepts me for who I am and he loves me enough not to keep me that way, not to leave me that way. But I've been like, I'll be honest, like I've been a bad person. I've been a bad person. I've done a lot of bad things. I've hurt a lot of people. And when I come to God, he doesn't see that mess. He sees his son because I accepted his son, Jesus. I accepted Jesus into my heart, into my life. He is renewing me. He has made me a new creation. So God sees me as a new creation, but sometimes I can see myself as the old me, if you will, because, uh, all right, so God has this sea of forgetfulness, right? In the Bible, it talks about the sea of forgetfulness. When he forgives you, he throws every bad deed that you ever did into a big sea and he forgets. Okay. It's a sea of forgetfulness. Like, bro, do you know how much I wish I had a sea of forgetfulness? Like, I wish I had like a pond. Bro, give me a cup. I'll take a cup of forgetfulness. Like, I wish I could forget all the bad things that I've done, but I can't. And when I come to him, sometimes I struggle with, just being open, honest, authentic, real, raw, just naked, unashamed. And it can become really, really difficult. And honestly, if you're dealing with that too, one, you're not alone. But I need you to know that can hinder your growth. That can hinder your relationship with God. And that can hinder you coming to know the truth about yourself and your identity and who God says that you are. And we need to work on that. Like, I'm working on it. I'm trying to work on it every single day. But that's the importance of having an authentic relationship with God, is learning that he loves you, learning that he accepts you for who you are and where you're at right now. And he loves you enough not to keep you that way. Like, he's not going to leave you broken. He's not going to leave you grieving. He's not going to leave you mad. He's not going to, whatever your struggle is, he's not going to leave you that way. You just got to keep it real with him. If we don't first keep it real with him, we can't walk in our true identity. And we won't come to know who we truly are. And by coming to know who we truly are, we won't love people in an authentic way. And we will find it difficult also to love ourselves. So we got to get authentic with God. And that's where we start. And by then, or after we get authentic with him, we can get real with ourselves, And it's through that relationship that, some real healing can happen, some real deliverance can happen, some real growth can happen. And then after that, we can get real with each other. We can be authentic with each other. And that's where I believe, one, there is such a struggle over authenticity when it comes to Christianity. Okay. And I'm gonna work this from a couple different angles. So I hope this all makes sense, and just, vibe with me while I kind of just like try to articulate these thoughts and feelings. But like, when I came to Christianity, like, not just being raised in the church and going to church because, my mom made me. God love her. I'm so happy she took me to church. But when I actually came to Christianity, came to have a real relationship with Jesus Christ, I seen a lot of superficial people. I mean, you can look at Christianity, you can see it's like superficial. I mean, you can look at all over the internet, bro. Like, it's not even just Christianity. Like, we're out here showing people highlight reels, whether you're in or outside of the church. We're showing people highlight reels of what our lives are and who we portray ourselves to be. And it's just really, it's not authentic. Like, it's not real. And unfortunately, that's come into the church. And when I came to Christ, I just seen this. I seen it and I didn't like it. Like, I would go to church on Sunday mornings, and I did it too. I mean, I did it too, because it's like coming to Christ is, like put on your tie, wear your best outfit, act the way you should. And, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm good. I'm good. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Like, really? Like, we're all good? Like, everybody's good. Everybody's having a good day. Your kids aren't running amok. You didn't just fight with your wife. You're not having a bad day. You're not angry. You know what I mean? And like, I would do it too. And it's because God was still working on me, and I'm sure he's still working on other people. But it just bothered me because I felt I couldn't be genuine. I couldn't be authentic. I couldn't be who I was and be open about the issues that I was dealing with. And God loved my church, man. Like, I love my church. Shout out to every single person. If you're my friend or you go to church and you're going to my church and you watch this, I love each and every single one of you. We got a great church. We're just real authentic people. We are who we are in the mess of our lives, and allowing God to just fix us and help each other fix each other when God leads us to. You know what I mean? Like, I love my church because we're an authentic church. But the type of authenticity I was talking about, the superficialness, the fakeness, like it builds this wall in front of unbelievers. So this superficialness, this fake lifestyle, this fake perception of what a Christian should be is a wall between the church and every unbeliever. And I don't like it. It makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I meet people who maybe tried church for the first time, came to church, and they're like, "Oh, those people hurt me." Or, which, don't get me wrong, hear me out, please. Don't go 0 to 100. I know church hurt is real, whether you're a Christian or not, whether it was your first day or 10 years in, church hurt is real. But these people that I would talk to would have an experience with Christians, and for some reason, they forgot that they were people just like them. Like, I'm going to do it. All right. Hear me out. If you're an unbeliever and you're watching this video right now, I need you to know I am a Christian. I am a disciple of Jesus Christ, and I am not perfect. Like, I said it. I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. I am full of flaws. I have issues that God is still trying to work out with me, and I'm not perfect. I'm just like you. And I need you to know that, because we're all out here trying to do our best to become better people. But it wasn't until I came to Jesus that was even possible. Before I came to Jesus, I tried to do it myself. It didn't work. I can't do it in my own power. That's why I need God's help to be a better person. So I'm gonna talk to the church real quick. Like, yo, brothers and sisters, like, we need to be more authentic. We need to be okay with other people being authentic. Like, I don't know your experience. I don't know your walk of life. I don't know your church. I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I do know that we need to start being more authentic. We need to break down this superficial wall, this fake wall that's between us and the world. And I know I hear the heresy hunters coming for me right now, like quoting scripture at me saying we're supposed to be in the world, not of it. Like, I'm not saying that we are supposed to be of the world. I'm not saying we're supposed to be just like sinners and out here living lifestyles that they're living. But we gotta be real with ourselves. Like, let's first be real with God about who we are. So therefore we can be authentic about who we are as people. We can accept who we are, where we're at in life. And then in turn, through God's power, we can be authentic in front of other people and share our experiences, share our feelings, share our thoughts, share our doubts, share our fears, share what we're going through in life. And I believe that when we're able to be authentic and live authentic lifestyles, Jesus is going to, be a lot more appealing to some people who are rejecting him right now because of his children, because of Christians out here living superficial lifestyles. We got people rejecting Jesus because they're expecting people to be perfect, and we're not perfect. So I think, guys, we need to get together. We need to hold each other accountable. We need to have relationship with one another and educate each other, and just be authentic. Like, we need to be authentic, and that's why I believe that God has created this platform and led me to start this platform, because I'm authentically me. Like, I'm me. Like, I only mess up when I try to be something that I'm not. Like, I can't be anybody else but me. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to please anybody in this world. I am only here to please Jesus and to help other people come to know who Jesus is, who they are in Jesus, have a relationship with God, and I want to have a relationship with them, and together try to be better and do better. And that's why I believe God is leading me to just, if I could say it this way, I think God just wants me to put authenticity on display. We as Christians need to just put authenticity on display. We need to be authentically on display, because no matter who you are, what you're doing, no matter what your ministry is, no matter what your gifting is, people see you, whether you like it or not. Like, you are preaching, whether you are speaking or not. You're already on display. So I think that we need to be mindful of what we're doing, and in wisdom, be authentic. And I think God just wants to put authenticity on display, and that's what this place is going to be, with all the guests that we're going to be having. I can't wait. Next month we're getting our first guest. Woo! I'm excited. But that's what the Real Room's going to be, bro. This is a platform where Christians and unbelievers and, like, we all can come together and be authentic. We can have relationship, we can educate each other, and then we can be real with each other. We're going to be authentically who we are. And if you're a Christian, let's do it. I'm excited. I'm so excited. And if you're an unbeliever, let's do it. I'm excited. Like, come and be a part of this community. Like, I want to have believers, unbelievers come in the Real Room, share their life experiences, what they've been through, who they are, and, give their whats and their whys of who they are, and just be authentic. Because it doesn't matter who you are or what you've been through. You're welcome here. And I want you to be authentically you. And I believe that through authenticity, we will come to find identity. especially if you don't believe in God, bro. Because I'm going to share my experiences. I know other believers who have experiences that are just out of this world. And through through that display of authenticity, it's just going to breed identity. You're going to come to know who you are the more authentic you can be. Yeah. So this is a place where we're going to be authentic. We're going to put authenticity on display. I believe that's what God wants. And please hear me out. Okay, if you're a guest or want to be a guest on this show, I'm not saying you got to share your whole testimony. I'm sure we're going to have people on here who are going to get really real. And then some people on here are just going to get real. Like, I'm not expecting somebody to just sit down with me in the real room. We're going to close the door, hit record, and allow people to see our vulnerability, our transparency. Like, I'm not going to expect someone to just sit down and share their life in its entirety, like their whole testimony. Or like, I'm not asking anybody to open up their closet and show the world the skeletons that are in there. Like, I mean, we shouldn't be hiding anything anyways. It's the only reason we got skeletons in our closet. Let's be real. But the point I'm getting at is the people that are going to be on this show, I truly believe through authenticity being put on display, other people can feel safe to be authentic. And I believe that through that authenticity, they will have relationship, or they'll come to have relationship with God, and better relationship with themselves, and better relationship with other people. Yeah, I truly believe it. So yeah, that's authenticity, ladies and gentlemen. That is what I believe. That's all I got to share about authenticity. Yep, that's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. But the Real Room is going to be a place where you can be relational, educational, and authentically you. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited, and I hope that you guys are excited, because we're going to keep getting real. And I can't wait for next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about love. And then that will finish up our real acronym, our vision for real. We will then be in a built room. We'll be in a built room. And then yeah, the things that can take place in this room are going to be amazing. And I'm looking forward, and I'm excited to not only share my experiences, but also allow other people to share their experiences with each and every single one of you guys. So thank you for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, however you stepped in the Real Room today. Thank you for coming here and getting real with us. I will see you guys all in the next episode. But until then, keep it real.